everyone, welcome to May 22nd pre-market live session. Let's get started with the news. So first of all, the overall market is slightly higher, stronger, and basically gapping up in the pre-market. S&P 500 is technically finishing a strong week if we end the day in green, and cheap stocks are showing strength. AMD is higher after reports that it is working with partners in Taiwan to ramp up CPU production because of the strong global demand, and NVDA is higher in the pre-market and trying to recover some of yesterday's weakness, which I will be talking about their price action in a minute. All right. Let's talk about oil. WTI. Oil actually is pushing back down. It's trading right around this 95, 94. Yeah, there were some volatilities, but both sides of Iran and US suggest progress has been made, but key differences still remain. So this is at least what we have in the news, which resulted in the price of the oil dropping, and as a result, the equities market pushing back up higher. Recent oil strength has raised inflation concern and impacted expectation for future Fed policy easing, which is something that we did talk about a lot in the last couple of weeks. So we'll see what happens next. All right. Some earnings were EL, ROST, and WDA. Yeah, they are all higher after the earnings, which we will talk about their price action as well. All right. So let's get started with the overall market. What is happening here on SPY? We had a day full of consolidation. The price couldn't break out of this zone of 743. If you remember, this was the zone that we were in yesterday, right? Yesterday the market opened around these areas and the demand was around 737, 738, the resistance around 742, 745, and then finally the price broke out of this structure at the end of the day, almost around like at the end, like at 1:32 p.m. And then finally it just kept consolidating, and it closed right at around this resistance zone of like 742.43. After that, in the after hour and pre-market, we pushed back up higher and held and bounced above 743, 744 zone, and we are pushing back up higher. Okay, so the price clearly reacted to this resistance zone, broke the structure, the demand stayed present, held the level, and bounced back up. That was what we saw on the S&P 500 yesterday. Now we are obviously holding right around these areas. This is the same zone that held as demand the last time that we were here. This is all-time high. The only day we were in this price range was in May 14th, which is basically the all-time high day technically. So we are right there. The resistance area would be this 747 obviously, and it's a pre-market high as well, and it's the zone that acted as demand for SPY the last time the price was at this range. All right, now the demand obviously would be this zone, as we just broke at the structure, and now the zone can basically act as a whole demand area. Obviously the 744 would be the first key demand zone, then we have another layer of 742 and then 740. So we'll see how the price moves. For now, in the pre-market, the strength is there on SPY. If we break out of this 747, the next level obviously is 749, 750. The price action at this zone is pretty straightforward. There's nothing unclear. If we break out of this zone, there isn't really anything above us until this 749, 750 level. So yeah, we're in a very interesting position right now on SPY with this beautiful pullback, a retest, bounce back up, and continuation. Very strong, healthy move on SPY. The same scenario on Qs. You can see that we held yesterday. We can see that yesterday we broke out of this 715 zone and held there and then pushed back up higher. This all happened technically in the after hour. We had the same price action in the on the Qs during the day, right? We pushed higher, we couldn't hold, the price pushed back down, but then on the after hour and then in the pre-market, we broke out of this zone, retested, and then pushed back up higher. On the Qs, we are very close to the all-time high. The resistance of 720 is there, and then we have 722, and technically that's all-time high. Okay, so basically we are very close to all-time high, and we'll see how the price will react to these resistance zone. Again, in all of these SPY and Qs, I'm not saying the price will go and break and make a new all-time high. It might, because the market is really strong, and this is what it has been doing in the last couple of weeks, right? So but at the same time, we want to understand the levels as well. So the fact that we just broke this level makes this 710, 715 a key demand zone. The key resistance is 720, 722. We might break it, we might reject it. We will wait for the price to approach that level, and then we will be able to analyze the price action, if that makes sense. Okay, cool. Couple of individual. Let's talk about the USO, because the oil price just dropped, right? So this is where we are right now on oil. We did break below. I mean, we are actually breaking below this demand zone of 140.7, 140.5. We break that, this zone, basically. We break this zone to the downside. We can technically push back down all the way down to like 135.5, 135. And then after that, we have right around these areas of 120, now 130, and then 125. I'm not sure if we will get there or not, because oil is holding the demand very strongly. So we'll see what happens. Depends on the news and everything. All right. Cool. Let's talk about some individual stocks. Apple had a beautiful breakout yesterday. I mean, on the higher time frame, we did break. Not the cleanest price action in the during the day. I mean, we did have some opportunities here after this break, a consolidation, and for like maybe 30 minutes of run, but then after that it ended up being pretty choppy. But overall, we had this strong break out of this previous all-time high, very strong move on Apple, and now we are gapping up here on AAPL, right? We are holding right at this 306.5, so that would be our key resistance on watch. Okay, and in case of a pullback, if Apple pulls back down, 304.5 would be the first key level. Then we can technically hold right around this 303, and I have an alert for Cisco. We'll check it out. 303, and if it holds there, that would be an interesting basically breakout of the structure, a retest and a hold there. That would give us a very good setup for day trading, swing trading, pretty much anything. Right now we just broke out and we are looking strong. It's not looking really that bad. If it continues breaking above the pre-market high, which is the all-time high, this can give us quite good setup on Apple for all-time high continuation. All right, so that's the first ticker. Tesla what happened yesterday? Tesla had this whole scenario that I mentioned in the pre-market, right? So we broke out. We actually had a fake break here and then pushed back down and held right at this demand zone very well. So what do we have here? We have this zone of 422, 426.7, this resistance zone right on top of Tesla. But on the other hand, what happened here is pretty interesting. What happened? We pushed back down, we bounced, a reversal happened, the price broke out of this 200 SMA on daily chart and moving averages, and broke out of this 410.15 structure resistance. We broke out, retested, okay, and now we are technically holding there, bouncing back up. We'll see if this will continue or not, but this is an overall interesting scenario here on Tesla. In case of continuation, this is the resistance zone. We break it, we can hit 430 and then 435 as the next key resistance zones on Tesla. Okay, NVDA had earning yesterday, right? And not yesterday, on Wednesday. And it has been just consolidating so far. It's slightly pushed back up higher, but technically it is forming inside day right now. The ideal scenario for NVIDIA is a possible breakout of this 217, which is not something that I would be expecting it to happen, because the earning was also good. But if it happens, it can give us some basically weakness and shorting opportunities. On the other hand, if we do break out of the resistance of especially this 227, that would be also interesting setup. In between, there are some reversal setups that might be interesting to trade, so keep those on watch as well, like basically a reversal of this 217 bouncing back up and hitting maybe 222. That could be there, but I mean, you need to be very fast, very quick with these reversals. Even like yesterday, there was some sort of a reversal scenario here, but didn't have really that much follow through. So you need to be pretty quick with your executions. But the cleaner setup probably will happen once we get out of this 227.8 and beyond that level, or beyond this 217 or below this 217-ish zone. Okay, Google, yeah, I have nothing to say about Google. It needs to get out of this area, and I mean, it has been just like consolidating and forming inside days. Doesn't really move that much, so either break down below 380 or get out of this all-time high, and then probably we'll see some setups. AMD, look at AMD. AMD is flying. Well, it has a catalyst as well. News. What happened was a breakout, a retest of this zone, and then boom, we are flying here right now. The main resistance on top of the current price is the all-time high of 472. The demand, obviously, this is very clean. See how clean is it? We had hard time breaking out of this 450, rejected, finally broke out, retested, held, bounced back up. Beautiful price action here. So obviously this 450 would be the next, not the next, basically the first demand zone that we have here right now on AMD. So 450, 472 point, almost 472, right? 472 at all-time high on AMD on watch. Meta, like Google, it's just like flat, stuck in a range. MU is looking pretty solid as well. After, if you just put it a little bit lower for you guys to just see what is happening here, after this phase of consolidation that we had. Okay, this is what I want. Just to give you, what is it? what is happening here right now on MU. So we have been consolidating, finally broke out of this structure. And what happened? We broke out, consolidated, bounced back up, retested, and now we're holding right above this 730, 740-ish zone. The resistance, on the other hand, is right there. This is the same zone that we rejected around this 764.5 all the way up till this 775. There is a big resistance zone there, but at the same time, MU is holding very strongly right around these areas, right? Broke out of this structure, and now we're holding in between 740 and 760, and the next resistance zone is right there. So it needs to get out of this area of 770 and 740. 740 is the demand zone, the key demand zone here, and 770-ish zone would be the key resistance for MU. Microsoft, it is just like rejecting and rejecting. It had hard time breaking this 430, 434. Lots of selling pressure there, and it's very obvious with all of these rejections that we have in the last few days and weeks. So there's nothing to trade at this point, honestly, on Microsoft. It's just super choppy and sideways. You can go for reversal setups, but again, you want to be pretty quick with your executions on Microsoft as well. The better, the cleaner setup would happen whenever we get out of this 434 and hold there strongly. All right. Amazon is getting interesting, right? I like what Amazon did here. You see, Amazon had a consolidation, finally retested this 260 level and bounced back up. You can see that this was the previous all-time high. We held it very well, a push back down, a bounce back up, and strong move with two green days in a row. Overall price action looks pretty solid. Finally, after lots of chop, we are seeing something setting up on Amazon. It has a big resistance on top of it though. So we have a massive resistance zone and lots of rejections, if you see, since its earning. So the whole 270 all the way up till this 278 is just different layers of resistance and rejections by for Amazon, right? So if we do hit these areas, you want to just keep that in mind, that this is a resistance area, that it might technically result in a possible reversal and push back down. But the whole overall scenario looks good. We broke out. We are kind of retesting here. We're getting ready to push all the way back up higher. So Amazon looks pretty solid. PLTR is super flat. Let's take a look at Cisco, because I had Cisco on watch. All right, Cisco had earning last week, and what is happening right now? After the earning, we were consolidating. We were holding right at this demand zone. The price hit this demand zone a couple of times. The price bounced back up. Now we're approaching the all-time high, so I will set another alert. If we get out of this 122, 122.5, we can have some interesting setups. And where are we right now? Just to remind everyone, we're at all-time high, right? So we're at all-time high above this 122, 22.5. Definitely on watch on CSCO, so that you can catch this possible beautiful setup. If it happens, in between, you shouldn't really go long when the market opens, because the price is right below a resistance zone. This could have been a good long scenario on Cisco because we were at the demand zone. So if you want to trade a possible all-time high breakout, you better wait for that confirmation before entering. All right. What else do we have? Targets. Walmart. Let's take a look at Walmart. Walmart, it had a strong sell-off yesterday, and it kept holding. It held really well. Wow. So Walmart is weak. It held yesterday's range, and if it gets below yesterday's low, yeah, we can go down till 119, and then maybe this 118 level, right? So these are some interesting setups, I guess. So Walmart, the demand zone would be 122.5. The next one is right there, 123.5. And then we have this 120, this one. And then we have this level of demand of 120, 121. We break it, we can go lower, down till 120, 119 and 118. Yeah, there is like some resistance right there, but yeah, the main one would be 119 and 118, and that would be pretty tough to break after that. Then after that we have 116. So yeah, Walmart definitely on watch. Intel is also setting up with all the other semiconductor names. So what happened? A massive consolidation, beautiful pullback, right? This is massive because this whole run was massive, right? We went from 130 down to 100. This is a pretty huge pullback, but it makes sense because we went from what 40 to 130 and we pulled back $30. So that's pretty healthy according to what happened on Intel. After this consolidation, what happened? The price held, the moving averages held this 107 demand zone, bounced back up. What happened after that? We broke above this previous resistance of 150, 114, broke above it, retested, held the zone, and boom, we are getting ready to bounce back up. So the key resistance on watch would be this 122 zone. We break it, we can go all the way up till this 127 and 130. The main demand would be 115-ish level on Intel. All right. Awesome. Okay, cool. So with that being said, I will be heading to the community. We're gonna trade live together and go over all of these setups live when the market opens, which it will be open in like 3 minutes. Hope you guys enjoyed this pre-market session. We do this every single day in the community and we trade live together. We have webinars every single day about technicals, fundamentals, pretty much everything that you can think about in trading world. So with that being said, if you want to join, the link is in the description below. And please like and subscribe to the channel and comment below if any question that you have. I will answer all of your questions. Thank you. Take care. I will see you in the next one.